Bradley check in, and I think that he will be our conduit for our featured speaker. We are really so glad to have as our guest this evening our congressman from District 8. Those of us who were fortunate enough to be able to attend the Labor Day breakfast in Benicia last week were fortunate to be able to hear from him. And we are really glad that we can welcome him here tonight to speak to the membership at large. Due to the anticipated length of our meeting tonight, we will not be taking questions for the congressman. But if you do have questions that you really would like to ask him, please submit them in the chat and they will be sent to his staffer for his consideration to respond. With no further ado, I would like to introduce you and welcome to our Congressman, John Garamendi.
And Janine, I'm so sorry. He should be on in about 5 to 10 minutes. He's just wrapping up another call.
That's what his response said. And I said,
okay, I am hearing someone that is
because
oh, there we go. Okay, Bradley, we will come back and will you do me a favor and send me a chat and let me know when he has come in? When I saw you there, I thought that he was coming through on your screen. So we're going to
unfortunately not tonight, but yes, I will make sure to chat you when he's on.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Let's take care of our minutes. Let's take care of doing the approval of the minutes, and I'll ask Julia to go ahead and display the minutes quickly, and we'll get the Zoom polls out of the way quickly and then come back to John Garamendi. You should have all received that last week. And here is your Zoom poll to vote to approve the minutes from our August 12th NSDC general meeting.
ending poll in a couple seconds. So if you have not voted yet, please feel free. And ending poll now. And we have approval.
Thank you. Good job, everyone. Very quick. All right, let's move on to approving the agenda for tonight's meeting, our September 9th NSDC general meeting. You also should have received this agenda. And so Julia will share it briefly. As you can see, it goes on and on and on. Julia will administer the Zoom poll.
You guys are being quick tonight. I appreciate that. So we're going to give you a couple more seconds and end the poll. And we are approved.
Thank you. Okay, we are going to have the presentation of the treasurer's report. You should have also received that as well. And I will ask our treasurer, Don Lowry, to speak about our treasurer's report.
Okay, excuse me. For the month of August, we had dues and contributions totaling $330. We had expenses of $10.89. Our ending balance was $28,824.07. That does not include the $500 sponsorship of the Central Committee's fundraiser, since that check went out dated in September. We currently have 109 paid members for 2024, including 43 sustaining members, and we are receiving $210 in monthly donations from our recurring donors.
Any questions from anyone? Wonderful. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate your explaining the treasurer's report to us. And we know that that balance, that's a very healthy balance, will probably look a lot different very shortly. And our Secretary Nancy Federley will be talking about that a little bit later. I am thinking that we are still waiting for the congressman. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the first part of our interview process that we are going to be doing tonight. We have 7 people who are on our list. And what we are going to do is we are going to put those folks into the waiting room. So we're going to have Joe Martinez, Steve Quinlan, Robin Beck Ruffin, Suzanne Murphy, and Bonnie Hamilton placed in the waiting room now so that we can go ahead and get started. Julia,
I apologize. Who are we placing in the waiting room?
We are putting in Joe Martinez, Steve Quinlan, Robin Beck Ruffin, Suzanne Murphy, and then Bonnie Hamilton. And they will be there while we are doing our interviews.
Bonnie's hand is up.
Yes, Bonnie.
Hi there. I am a club member, so I'd like to hear what other people have to say. No one that is speaking is running opposite of me. So would it be okay if I stay, because I will be voting?
And definitely you will be voting during the endorsement portion of the meeting. You definitely are invited to participate and to vote for sure. As a club member, we want you to vote.
Jeannie,
But yes,
as she is speaking,
First,
can we switch her to first and just have her let her be in on the interviews, because she would like to listen to the other interviews since she's going to
Okay.
be voting on those races.
okay. And as we are, and definitely Bonnie, we will have you go first. So as we are moving through this, we are going to proceed in the same way that we did during the last meeting. And what we asked members to do was to not actually ask questions to the general group so that they are on the screen. Please direct your questions when that candidate is being interviewed to Julia Routson Thomas, and then she will be asking the questions. So we're asking you please to not put your questions in the chat. Other people can see them. It is distracting. So we're just asking that you send them directly to Julia, and then she will be looking at them, and then she will be using those questions when we are interviewing our people. So basically what we're going to ask Dr. Bonnie Hamilton to do is to start out with a 2-minute introduction of herself and of her campaign, and to talk a little bit about herself as a candidate. At the end of the 2 minutes, then she will be asked 3 questions. And Bonnie, you just need to let us know when you are ready, and Julia, I think, will give a thumbs up when you are ready to start. She's got her thumb up. So we look forward to hearing from you, Bonnie.
great. Well, good evening, everyone. Most of you know me. I'm a club member and was club president in 2019. I'm a pediatrician, mom, and community volunteer, and have had decades of expertise and practical experience caring for local kids and families. I'm endorsed by the Solano Democratic Party, the Labor Council, and the state and local teachers associations. And I ran for this office, which is Solano County Board of Education, in 2020 during the pandemic, and was only 3 votes short out of 36,000 ballots cast for the seat. I was endorsed by our club at that time. Education has been my pathway to opportunity. It wasn't easy growing up, losing my father at a young age and witnessing the challenges my mother faced, raising me and my 4 brothers on her own. In high school, I attended vocational technical school in commercial art. I then worked to put myself through college and chose to pursue a career in medicine. My daughter attended Fairfield Public Schools and struggled due to her hearing disability. We work closely with teachers, school administration, and the County Board of Education. She ultimately graduated with honors from Armio High School and is now a research scientist in San Diego. I have firsthand experience as a parent in advocating for appropriate educational services, and in turn have been able to help many parents advocate effectively for their children. I found opportunity through my own education, and I'd like to help ensure that every child has full access to their education and can reach their highest potential. Enriching the lives of children and youth will improve our community and help create a thriving future for all. I'll work to ensure our schools are places where all students can find opportunity, purpose, and success, whether they're college-bound or learn a valuable trade. Thank you for your time and attention, and I'd be honored to have your endorsement. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Perfect timing.
Thank you,
Okay.
Bonnie.
So, starting with a question specifically because you're running for Board of Ed, and this is a near and dear to my heart. They have closed the Irene Larson Center for Preschool in Vacaville. They have been reducing services at the TC McDaniel Center in Fairfield. How are you going to make sure that these early education opportunities are available for all Solano County children?
Well, I think that's a really important question. I mean, I think, preschool and certainly with kids who've been identified as having issues need to be early intervention. So, I would certainly advocate for keeping those facilities open and actually extending facilities and finding maybe different solutions, like providing services at your home school, or the school that you're designated to go to for elementary school, maybe state funded preschool programs, and there are state programs as well. So again, when I'm on the Board of Education, I can more gauge where my circle of influence is, how much influence I can have in those kind of decision makings, but certainly it would be top priority for me, particularly as a pediatrician, having had many interactions with parents and children and being able to help them advocate for their children.
So one of your priorities is to address the chronic underfunding of education in our county. How would you get this done in the next 4 years?
Well, I think one thing we would oversee is the budget. So I think that looking at where waste is and how to decrease waste, things like food waste, local sourcing of food, which would probably be a healthier way and certainly healthier for our environment as well, and locally sourcing goods and services. So that's one thing. The second thing is, in some of the schools, they've already put up shade structures with solar panels. I know that expanding solar also could help electric bills, could help resilience, and so forth. So just in general, to head more in that direction, I think would also help. And just making sure those dollars that are designated for the schools go to the schools, reach the schools.
Okay. And what plan of action would you suggest and implement for unhoused families and children?
Well, so that's a good question. I mean, I think that I look around and look at city councils, and a lot of people talk about the unhoused and what to do. I mean, I think first of all, I think of more what we can do to provide better shelter, but not only that, to provide some wage for folks who are unhoused. So part of it is, to not require them to go through hoops to get certain benefits, which I think we do. And then I know that there's a program, I believe it's in a city in Arizona, where they pay you know, the unhoused to do litter collection, and they pay them and they provide medical benefits to them. And they just have to kind of show up for work. Now, that doesn't really address children, but I do think that it's important to look at the whole child. The school should be a place of safety for them. And that's another issue that we've got to really look at, is how safe our schools are. And they should be a place where they can get basic needs met: food, mental and emotional support, as well as their regular ABCs, right? They've got to be educated, but also it needs to be a place where they can go to be supported in their community. So I'm not sure if that answers your question specifically, but certainly something that we need to take into consideration.
Excellent. Jeannie, do we want to ask one more question, or are we up for time?
I think we have time for one more question.
Okay. What services do you think are lacking for the students in the county, and how will you address that?
Well, I mean, I think that, you know, it should not be a cookie cutter approach. You know, I think sometimes there can be a lack of communication, like with my daughter. I mean, she was diagnosed with a hearing disability when she was in kindergarten, but yet they didn't provide her services until the middle of first grade, which really put her behind. So, and it was because of a lack of communication between the teacher and the nurse and then the county board office of education. So I think that communication needs to be better. And also, again, thinking of the whole child, like do they have food at home? You know, do they have menstrual poverty? You know, do girls have access to menstrual products? And is that keeping them home because they can't come to school? I mean, we have to look at the individual child and the whole child. I truly believe if you haven't eaten, you're not going to be able to learn. So we just have to approach it that way. And community schools are another solution, where the school itself is kind of the center of the community. So that would be another approach in addressing those issues.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hamilton.
Thank
you
you
for going first.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a little bit of an interesting situation because we have two people that are on this list that actually cannot be here tonight because in their capacity as Sassoon City Council members, they are required to be at a water board meeting this evening. So we are going to kind of have to look at them in a little different way. They did many of the things that we wanted them to do to be considered for an endorsement. The first one is Marlon Osum, and he was unable to be with us. He did submit his questionnaire, and we can certainly do a discussion of him when we get closer. I'm sorry.
Congressman is here.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to stop right away. We have a very busy public official that is with us this evening, and I'm going to welcome, with no further ado, our Congressman John Garamendi to speak with us for about 10 minutes about his upcoming reelection and to tell us a little bit about what's going on the national level. Welcome, Congressman Garamendi.
Well, I'm delighted to be with you and all of your team, though. You guys have been an extremely important part of the development of really good policy. Some of that through candidates that seek your support and get elected. Others of it just putting forth issues. So I want to thank you and tell you how important your program is and your efforts. And I'm delighted to join you. We could probably talk for the better part of 5 or 6 hours about what's going on around the nation, politics and policy. I'll try to keep it short. Yes, I'm up for election. I really would appreciate the support of your organization and individuals. I've been fortunate in the past elections to have that support. The new district is, new. I still have the Fairfield, Benicia area, and Sassoon City, but I also have now Benicia and Vallejo in Solano County. And I've got all of the waterfront, well, nearly all of the waterfront of Contra Costa County, from Richmond all the way up the waterfront to Antioch. So all of those communities are now part of my district. I also have all 5 of Northern California's oil refineries. So I consider myself to be a serious greenie. And what in the hell am I doing with 5 oil refineries? Well, we're in the process of changing those refineries into biofuels and hydrogen and looking to the future in many, many ways about green technologies. It is an extremely complex and difficult piece of work. And some of the refineries are very aggressive in moving to biofuels away from petroleum-based products. Others are not. The one that's not happens to be in Solano County in Benicia. But nonetheless, that kind of sets the environmental pace, how to bring those fundamental energy industries away from petroleum into other sources of energy. And we're making progress. It's going to be a long run, but we are making progress. The other issue that I'm working on and is what I call the Interstate 80 Bio-Ag Research and Manufacturing Corridor. Already in Solano County, the largest biopharmaceutical facility in the world is in Vacaville. It'll have a new owner soon, but nonetheless, the facility there in Vacaville at Genentech is the lead example of a new industry called the biotech industry. And it is pharmaceuticals, it's also food, it's fuels, it's materials of all kinds, and it is emerging. And we're working hard to develop from UCSF to Berkeley to Davis to UC Davis Medical Center, the biological research from medical as well as materials and the rest. It's happening, and it's going to be a major change in the way in which we achieve the chemicals that are so much a part of our life. Everything from rayon to PFAS, you name it, comes from the petrochemical industry. It will in the future come from the bio industry. So that's 2 major issues that we've been working on with considerable success in both areas. That's kind of, and then of course, all of the other issues, offshore wind, that will happen in San Luis Obispo County, as well as in Humboldt County. We want that offshore wind to be located in the Bay Area, repurposing the many docks and piers and harbors that do exist in the Bay Area so that they can provide the services necessary for that offshore wind industry, including the manufacturing of some very, very significant towers and anchors and all the rest. So it's kind of an economic development as well as a renewable energy source. One of the things, and that's kind of laying the groundwork of some of the major work that we're doing for the, Vallejo, Mare Island. Already Mare Island is the home for the repurposing of the icebreakers for the Coast Guard, as well as now the Navy bringing its non-kinetic, these are the ships that service the Navy. They're now finding their way into Mare Island. I'm using my position on the Armed Services and the Transportation Infrastructure Committee to recreate at Mare Island the ship repair business. I don't think we're going to get the shipbuilding anytime soon, although small vessels are already being built there. But we're looking at rebuilding the maritime industry in the Bay Area So we're talking jobs. We're coupling that with an education program, both in the schools, the high schools, community colleges, as well as specific education for the maritime industry, working with the labor unions to accomplish that. So a lot of things going on within the district. And of course, we continue to provide all kinds of constituent services out of our office in Vallejo and in Fairfield. So we're busy. On the election side, I do need your support. Would love to have your votes, would love to be on your documents and mailers that you send out. So if you have a mind to see fit to do that, I would appreciate it, as well as the central committees and the other organizations that are out there. The Bay Area Democrats should win. All of us should win our elections. However, we do have a significant challenge in the Central Valley. We want to take back 2 seats and make them Democratic seats as they once were. We have Adam Gray in the Modesto Merced area, and we have Rudy Salas further south. These are winnable seats. And I know that there are organizations that do reach out to provide assistance, phone banking, in some cases, walking in the district. And if you have a mind to lend your time to that, it would be appreciated. Similarly, in Nevada, with the Senate seat in Nevada, and maybe we might need help in a congressional district in Nevada. There are 4 seats in Southern California that we want to make sure they are Democratic seats. 3 of those are takebacks, 1 is open. So we'll see what happens, red to blue in those 6 seats, well, 5 seats. So we look forward to working with you and whatever energy you can lend to that. But first California, and then we'll look for the rest of the nation. Whew. The debate tomorrow night is going to be critical. I have enormous confidence in Kamala. I've known her since 2003 when she was the DA in San Francisco. And we worked together on insurance fraud cases. She's an extraordinarily capable woman in every way, intelligent, well-suited for the job of president, in that she seeks advice and counsel and then processes that into good policy, as she has as a senator and as vice president. So we'll see what happens here. We've got a tough campaign out ahead, but I do believe that we can win that election. And all of us are going to be deeply involved in it. So I think I'll let it go at that. An update on the district and update on the congressional elections that are going on, and my own re-election. So any help you can lend to all of those, let's go for it. I'll take some questions, and I think my 10 minutes are up.
We're not going to be able to do questions tonight. We have our endorsements tonight, so
Yeah.
we're gonna keep everybody here for a while. But thank you so much for coming out and seeing us tonight.
I'll look forward to, I think all of us, we're going to continue to Zoom. I think you may be aware that I do have multiple myeloma. The treatments are going extraordinarily well. I will begin to travel again next Tuesday back to Washington, D.C. So very optimistic. Remission is in the near future. Thank you so very, very much. Look forward to seeing all of you in person, perhaps along the campaign trail in the month of October. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us, Congressman. We appreciate it. We're rooting for you.
Bye-bye.
Right. Well, that was lovely. I'm glad that we were able to see the congressman, and certainly we will be thinking of him and through his cancer treatments, and we'll be wishing him strength and success in his upcoming election and in his battle with cancer. So we have people that are in the waiting room that we are going to start pulling out. We are going to first hear from Joe Martinez.
Okay, let me see if I can find him. He just got on.
Oh, there you go.
There you are. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead
Hi,
and
Joe.
spotlight you.
How's it going?
Good to see you.
Good to see
Welcome. I'm
you.
so glad that you're there and thank you for your patience. We would like to have you start this evening with a 2-minute introduction of yourself and your campaign and a few things that we should know about you as a candidate. And after those 2 minutes are up, then we will be asking you several questions. So please, Julia, let us know when you are ready. She is ready to start timing you, Joe. So anytime that you're ready to start, please begin.
Thank you so much, Jeannie and the Solano County Northern Dems for taking the time to meet me. My name is Joseph Martinez, running for City of Fairfield City Council, District 4. And my family's been here since 1928. My mom's father came as a taking that great leap from the Philippines to the Pacific Ocean to here to Fairfield, California. And my dad came here in 1969 through the United States Navy. And I'm running today because I'm born and raised here, 100% here in Fairfield. Went to David Weir, Sullivan, Fairfield High, stayed here even for college, went to UC Davis. And for the past 15 years, I have been a deputy probation officer for Solano County. And I am running for city council because at this time, you know, we're at a crossroads. We have brick and mortar stores closing down. Climate change is coming. We're 1 minute away from being a Paradise Fire, a Chico fire. You know, we just had a fire by Costco in Fairfield 2 weeks ago. And also we have city infrastructure. Do we as Fairfield, do we have, can we sustain what is needed to have a great police force, a great fire department, parks and rec, water, roads and maintenance. And so this is why I'm here today. I feel that the leaders that we have today are doing a great job. And I think now it's time for others to step up to the plate and help these today's leaders in bringing in new talents, bringing in new innovation, new faces, new voices to help with Fairfield's current needs. I've been gathering a team here for my campaign for November 5, 2024. I've been endorsed by Solano County Supervisor Aaron Hannigan, Solano County Supervisor Monica Brown, the City Council, the Fairfield City. Oh, thank you. Sorry.
Okay.
Thank you,
No,
Joe.
you're good. Okay, starting with some questions.
Okay.
With your so one of your priorities is going to be implementing proactive wildlife prevention. How would you get that done within this next 4 years?
So looking at you, just talking to some of the fire departments, whether it be our local fire department, the county, state, federal. So that one when we had the LNU, the August 2020 fire, and so there was just many fires that year, and it was a brush fire. My neighbor's actually from Cal Fire, and he was saying that these are grass fires, brush fires that could be easily just bulldozed, but due to all of the other fires that were going on during that time, we just didn't have the power, the human power, to stop arson. So we actually evacuated where I live. So I live off of Hillborn and Manuel Campos. And so what I want to do is to have a central call center. I don't know if all of the fire departments communicate with each other, and having a game plan, especially during fire season, May, June, July, August, and having with communication from time to time, especially with bureaucracies, we want to have a central control and just making sure that we are continuing to talk about what our plans are, what's the exit plan, or how we can prevent fires. We having goats eat the brush, eating the grass during springtime is a great idea. I want to come together. I'm not going to sit here. I know all the ideas, but I want to come together. My daughter's part of the sustainability, renewable energy sustainability, and air protectors, and she tells me a lot of things in regards to what we can do as the climate change is a live and happening factor. And I think that Fairfield, we need to bring about, educate, and research and innovate others to get involved with wildfire prevention.
Okay. What are your views on the Fairfield General Plan process and the current draft plan?
So, I mean, right now it's for me, there's just too much building of neighborhoods. I don't see where the guidance or what they're feeling. I know that they have to have a certain amount of homes, a certain amount of subdivisions at one time. But I feel that, you know, our city is built on Travis and the farmers. I think that we need to plan before and have a scope and have in groups and before we even try to create the general plan that's currently 15, 20, 30 years from now. I think that there needs to be we need to build the plane before we fly it. And I think right now that's not what the process is.
Currently, homelessness is quite a problem across the state, but specifically in Fairfield.
Yes.
What is your plan for both families and children, but also the elderly that are unhoused?
So with me, so oops, sorry. My trade is being a probation officer in Solano County, and I know that with the houselessness issue, we work with a lot of the houselessness on a daily basis, and we look at the underlying issues, whether it be substance abuse, mental health, or lifestyle choice, if there's issues that they've had with their background before. But I would, so with elderly or with the youth, I wanted to create, so what we do with probation is we work with our contractor, our community-based organizations, we work with other law enforcement agencies, and I know that Fairfield does have the HIT team, and I think I just want to, which goes to where the houseless stay, and they provide resources, they provide mental health, they provide drug abuse counseling, food. What I wanted to do to add to that, which is already a process, is giving them cell phones. So if for the elderly or for the youth, and with their permission, of course, to get a database going on. And I think one thing is just the education. They don't have the education of where the resources are, and of course, with the HIPAA or what have you, in regards to their personal information, they sign a waiver and saying, hey, if we can get your phone number, we can find you and we can call you. And if for those, whether it's during the summer season, during the cold season, we have some form of communication, some form of trust. But they are our family too in our community, so we can't arrest our way out of homelessness, houselessness. We've got to come together as a community and create more synergy in regards to the houselessness issue. Well, for me, I wanted to create hubs actually in neighborhoods where they could go to and know to go to, especially elderly and the youth, for those types of services. But those are things that I would like to fund, if possible, in the city of Fairfield.
Okay, and then just very quickly, what is one service that you think that the city is currently lacking?
One service they're currently lacking, I would, so one thing is, so if you look at the platform, and is in regards to the wildfires, especially living in District 4, is to trying to promote more for more environmental initiatives. I think that I know they did the zero emission bus, but I think more and more, I think as we know, climate change is true and alive, and I think that we need to be in the forefront. I think more people in our city need to be educated that this is happening. You know, we're going to stop gas cars 2035. I don't know if that's going to happen, but if we can try to educate that we need solar energy is the future, and that if we cut emissions 10%, 10% each year, if we actually educate people. I know, like, now we'll know what, if we do, say, 10 years, cut off your carbon emissions from buildings, from cars, from machinery. and then hopefully just, train our community to know each time until 2035 that is what's needed to cut emissions here in Fairfield, here in Solano County. And I think that's something that Fairfield is on their way. I did appreciate them doing that bus, and I think that's something more we'll need to push. As look at this year, it's 9 days in a row, 100 degrees. So climate change is here, and hope that we can try to curb it if we start now.
Awesome. Thank you very much. You are more than welcome to take your leave, as
Okay.
This is the end of it for you.
Thank you guys so much for this and giving me the opportunity. I know there was that last time I missed it. It was just so many things. I was still the labor union president, and I was doing this and at work. So I apologize for that last meeting, but I want to thank you guys so much for doing this one.
Thanks for being here, Joe. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Julia, can we bring in Suzanne Murphy?
Yes. Let's bring in. We also have a 202 number. I am unsure who that is.
A 202 number would be Washington, D.C., I think. I'm not sure if that's Bradley's number.
Hi, it's Debbie Gibbs. I just jumped on late.
Oh, Debbie, thank you for coming. Nice to hear
Of
your
course.
Voice. We have
Thank
already
you.
heard from the congressman, but we are so happy
Yes.
that you're here. If you'd like to stay, we'd love to have you.
Thank you. I will listen in. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Welcome, Suzanne. It's nice
Thank
to see you. Thank you for being here.
Of
We're
course.
going to follow kind of the same structure as the Central Committee. We're going to ask you to begin with a 2-minute introduction to tell us a little bit about yourself as a candidate and a little bit about your campaign. And at the end of the 2 minutes, and we will be asking you several questions. So please let us know when you're ready to begin, and I'll look to see if Julia's ready. She is, and anytime you're ready, Suzanne, we'd love to have you start.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm thankful to be here interviewing this evening. I have been in education for over 20 years, held roles from teachers, coordinators, and my current role as a director. In previous interviews, I spent some time talking about my education and expertise, but I really want to talk about my why this evening and why I'm running and what I'd like to bring to this school board. Over the last few months, I've been speaking with a lot of teachers in the school district, current and retired teachers and community members. And what was brought up to me is that they don't feel safe in the schools, students and teachers. And that was brought up by community members as well. And that's one thing as a board member that I want to address, is making sure that teachers and students feel safe and supported in our schools. The other thing is I've spoke to parents and what do they want to see for their children in the schools? And many of them want more career opportunities. I have a long history with traditional trades and apprenticeship programs. Pre-apprenticeship is something that I have been very involved with. But it starts out with kind of career exploration. And right now in the middle school at Green Valley, they have a career exploration class that they're going to learn to weld. They're going to learn how to tile, find a stud in the wall, but also learn personal finance and accounting. These are the things I feel we need to bring to all schools in our district and expand on those. So when they go to high school, they can be in pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship programs. The budget in our school district has a $20 million deficit. I don't want to see, and I, as a board member, would not see support staff, teachers, counselors affected. We need to take the cuts where it would not impact students. So being on the board, I could help make those decisions. I look at budgets daily, all day long. Finally, families. We got to take care of our families, because the better the families do, our students are going to do better as well. Thank you.
Thank you, and excellent timing. We're going to go ahead and admit Jacob, and we're going to get started with questions. So question number 1. What do you think the deficiencies in special education within your district are, and how would you address those?
Within FSUSD, within this district, the deficiencies
In special education.
In special education, I think we need more resources. I think we need more opportunities, just like I talk about all students. Our special education students should be afforded the opportunities that other students have as well. They should be allowed to participate in some of the career programs. Career programs are across all the board and serve all students. So I would say having more opportunities for those students would be something that's lacking right now, and something that we could address while also providing for all students.
Okay. And so, to talk about one of your priorities, it's talking about success through whatever pathway is appropriate for that student. How would you help facilitate that within the next 4 years?
Should I just speak to a student? I'm not sure I understand the question. Could you say it
Well,
again?
so your priority is as you noted, to ensure that every student is prepared for success.
Yes.
And so my question to you is, how would you ensure that in the next 4 years? What for the student body, what would be your priorities within that? Because it's a pretty broad priority.
Yeah, so we got to listen to our community too. We have to listen to what the voices are in our community and what people want. And what they want is their children to do well. They want them to go on and have careers. Parents want their children to do better than they've done. So when I talk about more opportunities, and when I really talk about pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship opportunities, this is a state initiative where there is money funding to back it. And this can be all students can participate in this. There is so many there's new pre-apprenticeships in the medical field, in the traditional trades. There's all those opportunities. And I think what we have to do is we have to prepare our students for academically, but also for careers. Just because someone goes on the path of a trade or a vocation or a career technical, they still can go on and get a 4-year degree if they choose to. But we've got to prepare our students better for coming out career ready. And that is something that I will make sure as a district that we're doing, and not just starting when they're in high school, but starting when they're in elementary school and really opening up. And I talked about in my ideas is to offer experience outside of the classroom. We need to partner with, we've got lots of biotech companies. We need to partner with organizations here and businesses and apprenticeship to bring all of that in to help our students in the schools. Partnerships are going to be key for me. It's something that I do very well in the role I'm in currently, and I would work with the board to increase those so that the opportunities can exist for students.
So you spoke about the budget shortfalls and the budget deficit as it is currently. Where would the money come from, if not the salaries, if not services for students? Like,
well,
where are they?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of things. What I said is we don't want to see direct impact on the students. So when we talk about support staff and we talk about teachers and counselors, sometimes they'll go for those jobs because there's so many people in those jobs, but we need them. Our schools those are the people that directly impact the students. There are other positions that don't directly impact students. We would look into see what is it that we can cut from, what salaries, what positions. And remember, these aren't people, these are positions that we have to do away with, but we can't take away from what is supporting our students and what we need to support our students moving forward. I know how to read budgets. I know what money can be used for facilities, for maintenance. I know what state and federal funding sources can be. So I come from it with the knowledge of looking at budgets all the time and trying to find where is something that we can do. It may involve cutting some personnel, but we're going to make sure that those aren't the people, that our students are not going to be impacted, or as impacted as lightly as possible, but not their counselors, not their teachers, not the people that are in the classroom doing the work directly with the students.
What programs would you specifically implement to support unhoused students immediately?
That's a very good question. Unhoused students are so much more at risk than other students. we have to have community-based organizations within our schools and services available for unhoused students. You know, we have to find situations. I don't know if it means that they're away from their family or their whole family is unhoused, but we have to support, as a school district, we have to have partnerships with these community-based organizations that can help find the housing, that can support the students while they're in there when it comes to food and housing and resources for clothes. We have to have all of those available within our schools. And as a school district, we can't do it all by ourselves. We have to have those partnerships in place, and we have to strengthen those partnerships that we have, so that, because we're all trying to serve unhoused individuals, students. There is organizations out there. We need to bring them together and work together as a whole community to support those students.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being with us tonight, Suzanne.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
We are now going to bring Robin in from the waiting room.
See if she is ready. I lost her.
I know I saw her.
Oh, she's still on mute and off video. So oh, here she comes.
Okay,
Are you
I'm here.
ready?
I
There
am.
she is.
I'm so sorry. I'm at my the softball. I'm on the board for the softball. And we had our first meeting today, so I'm multitasking. Thank you so much for your patience.
Thank you for being here tonight, Robin. We appreciate your being able to be in two places at once. We are going to ask you just to begin with a 2-minute statement about yourself as a candidate, and a little bit more about your campaign. And after the 2 minutes are up, then we will be asking you several questions. Please let us know when you're ready to begin.
I am ready.
Wonderful. Okay.
I am running for school board of Dixon Unified. New to the town. I have dealt with issues since moving here, putting my child in school, dealing with hate, and I don't want to say discrimination, but bullying as well. I would like to be a part of the change that's coming to this town because it is growing. We are starting to get a more diverse group, and I'm passionate about acceptance and embrace as differences. And I think this town should have a school board that reflects the residents of this town, and that's just not one-sided. I want to provide different ideas and be innovative and just come across adding things to the school that they haven't seen so far. I feel that having acceptance and embrace would also help with attendance, because if you are accepted at the school, you're excited to go to the school, which would also make students more excited to do things when it comes to academics also. So it's 3 things that I'm standing on, and that's embrace and acceptance to get through the bullying and diversity issues that we're having out here, which will also push for attendance so that we could get that funding that comes with having more students in the school. Sad to say that with the expansion of residents, the schools have only received 42 new students. A lot of people are sending their kids to schools outside of the area because they don't want to deal with some of the issues that are going on. But I'm standing on acceptance, embrace, academics, and attendance. And that is all. Thank you.
Thank you,
very
Robin.
much. Okay, going to the question portion. What do you think the deficiencies in special education specifically within Dixon Unified are, and how would you address those?
Thus far, we have issues when it comes to setting things up as far as our paperwork. Oh, excuse me. We are very, I don't want to say old school, but the process is a long process when it comes to having a child get a IEP. It's just a long process. I would like it to be faster. I would like we have mental health in the schools, and we also do have certified behavioral health specialists. So they are doing well when it comes to being identified and getting put on a plan. But when you come outside as a new student, it's hard and it's a long process. I just want that process to be quicker and more streamlined.
Okay, excellent. And so one of your priorities is to ensure that all students are brought up to grade level academically. How would you ensure that this happens within the next 4 years?
Again, I feel like if you are excited to go to school, you will have a better attitude, a better, more passionate. You'll have a better way of life when you go to school. And our teachers that are out here are very good. To be honest, it's just hard to get over a lot of the issues that comes with it. And if the child is socially damaged when going to school, they're not going to focus on their academics. So I want to really attack that and allow kids to embrace going to school and more exposure. Our high school has a wonderful EAOP program to where they expose the students to different colleges. My son is actually enrolled in that, has went on tours. They do very well. We have a lot of great programs. It's just not taken advantage of because students don't get along well. But I would like that to be the forefront once we get past all of those issues and students start getting excited about learning again.
What programs would you specifically implement to support unhoused students immediately?
Unhoused students, I can say honestly, I'm not too knowledgeable about that. I know we have out here, we do have a high percentage when it comes to homeless students. There is programs out here. Most of the students that are out here that are considered homeless are multifamily living, and we're having issues when it comes to getting them focused on academics because they do have social issues, and I don't want to say mental issues, but they do have environmental issues that make it hard. Setting up better support groups would be my first thought, and making them feel more comfortable in their being. We do provide plenty of meals for them that they don't receive at home, but that would be something that I would think about is more counseling and more events to support them.
Okay. And then what services do you think are lacking for the students in your district, and how would you address it?
Currently, the services that are lacking include tutoring. We do have tutoring at the high school. It's not taken advantage of in regards to the middle school and especially in the elementary school. My goal is to set up some type of tutoring when it comes to 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, because I feel like that is the age that we start seeing a little bit of change when it comes academically, and we start developing more issues with ourselves when we're young, and that takes over. That takes over their focus. If we can get tutoring established at the lower levels to keep academics at the forefront, I feel that that would be the best thing.
Okay. That concludes my questions.
Robin, thank you so much for being here with us this evening.
Thank
And
you for having me.
I hope the rest of your evening goes well for you.
Oh, thank you again. I appreciate you all so much. I definitely was concerned about my overlapping of time. I appreciate you all being patient with me.
You did great. Thanks for being here, Robin. Good
Okay,
night.
have a good one. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, we have a couple more that we are going to be taking a look at. Steve Quinlan was a candidate, and he has been invited to come twice, and I do not see him here. So we are going to move on from him. We have two other candidates. Both of them are city council members from Sassoon, and both of them are having to attend a required meeting of the water board this evening. Marlon Osum filled out his questionnaire and sent in his picture, but sends his regrets that he could not be with us this evening. So if you had read his questionnaire, we are hopeful that you will be able to move forward in the endorsement process and make and keep him under consideration. But of course, vote as you wish. The second one is Amit Paul, who was an attendee at our meet and greet, turned in his questionnaire, and he also took the time to record a 2-minute statement. So I think I will turn this over to Julia and have him make his statement.
Okay. Just let me know if you can't hear sound.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Amit Pal. I am an appointed incumbent city council member for our city of Sassoon. I would like to thank Northern Dems the opportunity to interview with you tonight. My apologies that I cannot be there with you tonight. I am part of the Sassoon Solano Water Authority, and we have an issue that's coming up with the water rate increases, and my presence is needed. So I appreciate this opportunity to send in this video message. The 3 pillars that I am running for on City Council is A, to protect Travis Air Force Base, 2, public safety, to ensure that our residents are safe when they're shopping, dining, and living in our community, and 3rd is economic development. Economic development stands to help augment Travis Air Force Base and the things to bring tax dollars back into our city. Some of the endorsements that I have are from Councilwoman Princess Washington, Vice Mayor of Sassoon City, Generally Dawson, Sassoon City Councilwoman, Fairfield Council Member Rick Vaccaro, Fairfield Councilwoman Doris Penduro, and a host of others. I hope to earn your support. I'm also supported by the Napa Solano Labor Council, the Solano County Democratic Committee, and hope to earn your support as well. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call at area code 707-803-6655. Thank you very much for your understanding, and have a wonderful night.
Thank you, Julia, for putting that on so that people could see Amit Paul, who sent in his 2-minute summary. So we have now heard, I'm sorry.
I'm going to stop recording just so everybody knows.
Okay.